Now fast forward, and so I think it was right before we were getting ready to sign to TVT. Now I start hearing the you need to sign the production thing or whatever. I think that's when he first presented the production deal.
Right.
And my father was the one who was like, hold on, wait a minute, kid, hold on. The business you're in is very this, very that, blah. And so my cousin George ended up becoming my manager. That's part two I'll get to why. So George explains to me, he's like, look, if you sign with TVT, then whatever you're rightfully entitled to, you never have to question because the money comes from TVT and you get paid what you're owed. If you sign to Irv's production, TVT doesn't have to give you anything.
They pay the production.
They give it to Irv.
Right.
He could give you $50,000, he could give you $10,000, he could give you no $1,000. It's solely up to him.
Right.
So my parents, they just being parents. You know, they like, yo, and the best thing for you to do, according to what you're being told,
It's on the TVT.
is to sign the TVT.
Right.
And every day now that I'm with Irv, yo, you gonna sign yet? I was like, yo, I just need a little more time to think about it.
But you already decided, right?
No.
No?
I was truly caught between, because I knew what Irv did for me.
Right.
And I also knew what my parents were saying and what my manager, George, was saying at the time, who's my cousin.
Right.
They're looking out for their child and their cousin.
Right.
Their family.
Their family. He's looking like, yo, I'm the one who pressed the record. I'm the one who ran around. I'm the one who slept in front of the radio station. And these are things I didn't forget. And mind you, even though I'm being instructed to do what would probably be best,
Right.
there's still a lot of me that, it was the worst feeling in the world, bro. Like,
Yeah.
it made all of the good shit that happened with me and
Stress you out.
Did you ever ask him to alter his contract so that?
Never.
Well, who'd you sign with?
That's the key, because this is the genesis of where we are now. So we went somewhere, and I remember we were starving, and the nigga Irv, bro, like, we'll go to the studio. Oh, I'm skipping shit, because this was shit I didn't really dig. But I would tell myself, y'all are not lifelong friends, so you can't feel no way.
Right.
Like I said, I stopped hustling, whatever. After the gun charge, like, you forget working in Stearns or anywhere else, nigga.
Right.
I'm rock, but I still am going to the studio, so, nigga, it'd be times I was starving and be like, yo, like, let me get $5 so I could get, like, Chinese food or whatever across the, nah, I don't got it. Or I'd be like, wow, okay, cool. Or I'd be like, yo, could I stop at the weed spot before we go? Nah, that's dope head shit. Not stopping in the weed spot. And it just became like, when you with me, you go in the studio and then you go home. No, I'm not helping you in no other way other than that. And that kind of had me like, And I started noticing my brother and them, they wasn't really feeling his vibe when he would come around.
Right. Because you wasn't signing the contract. Okay.
No, they was just off being around a nigga.
Yeah.
Like, people out there would be like, I don't like this nigga.
His energy probably changed. His energy was changing towards you.
Right, so now, here's the moment. We finished running around the city, doing something related to it all. And my mom's like, y'all hungry? And then I was like, Mom, I'm starving. So she made us dinner and we at my in the crib eating, and we go into his car.
Irv's car.
Right. And he was like, yo, man, why you letting everybody tear us apart? Like, why you letting people? I'm like, I'm not. I'm just asking you for a couple more days to decide and think, and then I'll have a decision. And in my head, at that point, I think I was ready to deal with whatever might come with me not directly signing the TVT. I was actually leaning more towards signing a Top Dog, his production company. And I forget what was said, but the nigga ended up saying some shit to me like, see, I knew I should have just made you sign it. Like niggas told me to. And when he said that, I kind of was like, oh, you think I'm some sort of day room bird ass nigga that you could make do? Which I was like, first of all, you know how to make nobody do anything person. But I was just in shock that he would go from, yo, Mike, we on to, see, I should have just made you. And when he said that,
He was worried.
I'm like, yo, my mom's just, nigga, you won't even give me $2 to go buy Chinese food across the street.
Right.
My mama just cooked this food and you ate at my table and you gonna bring me downstairs and talk to me about what you should have made me do?
Yeah.
That's a little crazy. That's a little crazy right there.
But
And I asked myself, I'm like, were you just too sensitive when you heard what you heard? And I was just like, no, that was some fucked up shit to say.
Right.
So after he said that to me, I was like, man, no, I'm not signing with you. I didn't say that to him, but in my head I was like, nah, I'm good, because if you do and act this way now, how can I be certain that you're gonna give me anything you're supposed to give me when you get hit from them?
Right.
You won't eat, like I said, you nigga, I'll be in here stomach growling at Diner Dog Studio. And nigga, you.
And I think that he kind of played it wrong. I would have been feeding you if that didn't.
But they were both, everybody was young too, man.
We was all young.
Everybody was
everybody was
young.
young.
He's young. Everybody was young, and nobody had no experience really.
No, we're
for
not.
getting deals. It's a tough
honestly,
situation.
He was nervous.
He was definitely nervous. He should have been nervous.
Yeah, he got every reason
I
to
slept in
panic.
front of Hot 97.
I did all the work.
I borrowed money from my family
To get it
I'm
going.
under pressure. I would imagine.
So somebody
not
was
taking
in
up
his
for him. He
ear
under
like,
pressure.
yo, he might run.
Nigga,
My nigga, you should have signed this nigga so we could get my money.
No, hold on. Somebody said to Irv, how the fuck did you do all this shit, spend all this money, and you
And
don't
ain't
have this
sign
nigga
them.
on papers?
Facts.
Are you
On
fucking
top of that,
retarded? Like,
think
you
about this.
sound crazy.
He's not even a rapper. So his talent is intangible. Like Mike. Whatever happens to Mike, Mike can go somewhere.
Yeah, you
As
still.
a producer,
he's right.
can you get
Like,
another Mike Geronimo? So people like, yo, you putting all this shit in. If that nigga walked, now what?
You
And back
Well,
then, rappers wasn't plentiful back then. It wasn't like like now. Rappers is everywhere.
Falling out the sky.
And you can buy
And this is
one.
Mike Geronimo, 17 years old, killing it in Bayside. He on the radio now. Search, everyone call
But
it.
again, I'm not
trying to
seeing
defend.
any of
Yeah.
this.
No,
This
from
No,
is-
we're
your
just
angle,
giving
yeah.
context.
No,
From
we're
your
talking about the
angle,
variable.
I'm no way.
I'm a kid,
Why he,
bro.
no, listen, we man. say why he's desperate.
Yeah.
Like,
You know,
yo, somebody
whether it's
just
right or
called
wrong.
my house. Yo, how did they even have this nigga's number? Somebody just called my house, offered me bands and a car. Oh my God, I don't have this kid signed. He could sign any of these things. He's still a kid. I put in all this work, breaking him the songs on the radio, my whole heart. Got me out in the middle of the highway, so fucking thankful,
And
and,
honestly,
he can bounce
I
it
don't,
any
I don't
second.
knock him for feeling that way.
Yeah.
I can't knock him for feeling it. Because at the end of the day, bro, you did.
Right.
But-
But he let his emotions
But
get
he
the best of him.
Right.
Yeah.
And then when he said what he
This shit is
said,
emotional.
he said it in a kind of way where, like, I'll run through you. And I'm looking at the nigga like, bitch, nigga, I wish the fuck you would.
Right.
And like I said, my mama just cooked food for you. Like, now I'm ready to fuck you up.
Right.
And I could tell me and you don't move the same. Like, I don't know what he thought.
Right.
And then it would also be little shit too, bro. Like, he might have like nickels in them niggas around me or whatever, and them niggas will say little fly shit like, oh, you live on an army base. I'm like, your niggas is nerds, bro. Don't think cause I sleep here that I'm like some like anomaly in the world where I'm just a nerdy ass nigga that knows that. Nigga, I be out fucking side. I sleep here. Don't talk to me like I'm some clown, bro.
Right.
But I could already pick up on little signs of
Funny shit.
arrogance.
Yeah.
Arrogance, I definitely was detecting, and I was like, but after he said that, I was like, nah, I'm gonna sign with TVT, and he didn't really. I don't recall him being like, that's fucked up, none of that shit. I just recall him like, nigga, you, next thing I know, you a A&R at TVT.
He parlayed it.
Yeah, I'm like, you
good.
You an A&R here now.
Because
I didn't even know
legend-
that they offered him that or none of that shit. This shit, people gotta understand this, all of this shit was 0 to 100, bro.
Fast.
The
How
next-
old are you when that happened?
Like 18, not going on 19.
Damn, bro, this
like
is
a year.
bro.
It's like
He said it was
years
having like because the
straight.
legend was that
The
Irv
legend.
Gotti was there and he signed you to the label as the A&R.
He
That's what the
was
legend
there.
was. So was he there the whole
was a
time and you
kid
didn't
named
know?
Will Fulton, who was a white boy that brought us to TVT. I can't accurately say when Irv became an A&R, but the day that fucking they took the picture for Billboard and I had to hold up whatever it was.
He was there already.
He was there. It's not like I signed with TVT and fuck you, bro. You was right there.
Did that make you think that was part of it? It's one of his plans that he never told you?
At that point, everything made me feel that way. But you gotta bear in mind, I still fuck with Rule. I fuck with X. I'm making music. So I'm just rolling with the punches. And I'm never expecting you to, for lack of a better way to put it, change up or flip. And the parts that I'm not seeing, I don't see what he is when he's around Hoffa and them niggas at Rockefeller. I don't see what he is when he's around D&Y and them niggas and X and them at Rough Riders. So again, I don't know that there's this whole thing happening where he's like, okay, the next wave is this and the next person is him. And it's not dawning on me. I'm still trying to adjust to the fact that yesterday I was taking a system cab. Nigga, this morning there's a limo in front of my fucking crib, bro.
All right.
This hot fuck, trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars, I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.